in the family then, is it
Yeah.
was any form of brokenness why your son followed your footstep then?
No, sir. Let me go with that with you and share with you. At a young age, I remember there were two set of people from Trenchtown. One was the Spangler, and if Mr. Dennis can recall, if he's an, I don't know the age of the brother, but if he can recall that there was two people, the Spanglers and the Spang. And there was a fellow named Jimmy Sport, a good friend of mine who is passed away now. This is my role model growing up, Jimmy Sport. Then I grew up see Claude Massop as my role model. And my son was named after Claude Massop. Claude
Okay.
Massop was a good person, but he was killed brutally. Now, when this man was killed and I had my son, the thing is that what I try to say to my child is this. There's nothing that I do that I ever do before my child and let my child see what I do. I do anything that my child could tell us, and see my father do this. No, sir. I never do that. I will never go before my child. None of my sister or brother, you ask them, they will tell you that man never walk with a gun. And that man never hold one, and you never see him with one.
Okay.
Because at times there's, like I said, you know, when you begin to portray yourself in that form, that you becomes a limelight to what is not positive. You understand me?
All
So
right.
when I looked and see where my son was going, I pulled my son up because guess what? My son and and his mother, we were together, elder.
Okay.
And one of the
Okay.
yes, one of the things caused us to separate. I was an Igler. We sell on Princess Street. We were in the arcade. We were in Barrow Street. We were in the Pernell Charles Arcade. We were the top of the line Iglers. If everybody knows Igler back in those days. That's where my life is coming from, Igler. And I've been gone to foreign Panama, Curacao, Cayman, back and forth. But because of greed of my son mother, came home one Wednesday with $20,000. She said she needs some money. I took 16,000 out of the 20 and gave to her, and she grumbled. She want more. And then when I see what she was doing, I said, "Come on!" And she got my mother involved. Figured that I was doing something wrong. And if I had one of my little sister would have been here named Nadine, she would have told her this is why she ate this girl. And that day, from that day, I told this young lady, see the other 4,000, do me a favor, just pack up your things and go home to your yard and go on to your mother. The moment you let my mouth meet with my mother, you understand, because of greed. And that's the same aspect led my son into where he is.
So you're saying this wasn't because of a broken family.
No, sir. My children and I, listen, I have
Okay.
7 kids, and
All,
there are 6 different mothers.
all,
6 different mothers. But every single one of my children, I live with their mother. I spend time with my children, quality time with them, sir.
okay.
You
Oh,
understand me? I am a man living up, growing up, sleeping with my two ladies in my bed, one on my right, one on my left. Both have to live loving. I know your foolishness, you know your war and your fight. No, it's about happiness, sir.
boy, God really saved you, the JFK.
I'm telling you, sir. That's a test. They can tell you that, elder. And
Yes,
I look for
man.
the
No,
truth.
no, you
One of my
see.
kids' mothers is
Yes, you see,
Mrs.
God,
Diagonese.
see, God really save you know.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, man, just stay there, you know, just want to hear. Um, Mr. Dennis, I know you listen. You know, I wouldn't say there's a great difference between the inner city, the country, and the uptown, right? Because you hold a very important point. Because you see, broken home can come from many different ways. You see, you are not coming from a scene of conflict in which now Mr. is more even though he was living a lifestyle, but he was there for the children. So his lifestyle wasn't thing that passed on to his children, right? And that clearly understood, Mr. Martin. So what
Yes.
happened, you know? Before I move on, we are right up into our break. So let us take a quick break, and we will be right back. Just hold there, Mr. Martin. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Youth Resilience and Empowerment Program, aired every Monday night from 7:30 to 8, hosted by Royton Mclaren. This program is geared at cultivating positive homes, schools, and the society. helping our youths, parents, and guardians bounce back from challenges and be empowered, eliminating crime and violence so that Jamaica will be a place of choice to live, work, raise our families, and conduct business. Here's your host, Royton Mclaren. Welcome to the Youth Resilience and Empowerment Program, aired every Monday night from 7:30 to 8, hosted by Royton Mclaren. This program is geared at cultivating positive homes, schools, and the society, helping our youths, parents, and guardians bounce back from challenges and be empowered, eliminating crime and violence so that Jamaica will be a place of choice to live, work, raise our families, and conduct business.
All right, welcome back to Youth Resilience and Empowerment. Your host here, Royton Mclaren. With me is Mr. Delroy Dennis, out of Tivoli Garden. We have here with us Mr. Online is Mr. JFK Martin.
Yes, sir.
Right, and tonight we are looking at the broken family. But let me say,
Yes,
those
sir.
who are listening, let me say this to you, feel free to log on to Best FM Youth Resilience, and of course, you will see us live in studio and YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. Just type in Best FM Youth Resilience, and of course, find to go on YouTube. All right, Joe, just log it, just type in, and you will see what's happening here on YouTube. All right. Of course, we talk about the conflict in the relationship, and the conflict can lead into the school. And when you have the conflict inside the school, then you can have so many things happening from there because of conflict in the home. What we want to move on to now, Mr. Dennis and Mr. Martin, there is a family, there's a conflict, there's so many things that what you think can be done to help these youth to bounce back and to help them more in the family. What can be done to heal the broken family?
Well, I think educated parents can do a lot more because most of these parents are educated now, so they don't really know how to take care of the kids, and most time it's financial problem. You know what I mean? Sometimes some of them have financial problem, and sometimes some of them is single parents, so they don't know how to control that ego, so they take it out on the kids, and then when they take it out on the kids, now the kids get viperous and want a crazy thing. So sometimes the kids and the parents doing the same thing. You see the kids out there trying to hustle on the street to take something to make some money to go and give the parents. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes the parents, depending on the same kids that they couldn't take care of, them is depending on the kids. And sometimes the kids hustle their money and come home. They don't want to give it to their parents, so it's going to be a problem in the house. Same way again.
Okay, so you're talking get them educated.
Yeah, so if you
Right. So
educate,
if we can get them educated before the conflict begins. Now even during the conflict we can find a way how we can help to avoid the conflict. So you're talking about they being educated. So
educate.
education is vital, and I totally agree with you. Mr. Martin,
Yes, sir.
we are looking at our to our viewers, listeners now. We would like them to know what can be done to bring back some
Love in the home.
in the home if there's a
All
broken
right.
family.
I listened to Mr. Dennis just a while ago. When I remember as a young child growing up, Ella, every Friday evening after school, we gone downtown gospel. We go buy latch pin, we go buy ear pin, we go buy toothbrush. For me, it's a little boy, Ella. And this is why a lot of people see me and misjudge me. because of the scar that I've got when I was 16, wanted to be a police by political activity. But what the thing can change the family, you see, Elder, we have to have one love. One love. Some children are having preference by parents. You know, maybe mommy can buy Martin a truck or a car, and she can't buy Peter. So this we have challenges again with the family not having love one for another. And the elder said education, and I think Mandela made that very statement. One of the greatest things can change the world is education. If we get to educate all that is to be educated, then I believe we have a better world, Elder. You have seen me through the schools, through the church, through the community. One of the things that I've learned, many man and woman can talk out of their mouth, and boy and girl, but they can't read and write. Thank God for computer coming that them can press the button and the button can write the things for them, Elder. Some who know the knowledge of computer. But education is one of the greatest weapon against poverty. And this is why I said teachers should be paid more money than anybody else over this entire world, because you have to educate the doctor, you have to educate the police, you have to educate the soldier, you have to educate the prime minister, you have to educate every single one. So education would be our ultimate goal to change the whole aspect of this.
I totally agree with you, but then I would like to add to that
Yes, sir.
we need to know that one of our first teachers probably not being trained at the university, not the colleges,
But the
but
mother.
I wouldn't say mother, no, parent. You know why I say mother? Because the
Parent,
mother is
yeah,
already
parent.
there.
Right. Here.
So you see, we need, because when we were growing, in our days,
Yes.
mother and father, they were teachers, right? And they taught us spiritual thing, financial thing, and we have to go to school then. Even if you don't
Right.
have a shoes to put on your feet, those who live in some place, you have to go to school. You see, the point of school is a must. You can't stay home and play on the road, right? You have to go to school. You must go to Sunday school, and we were taught the way of total respect. And we can't pass on the road
Thank you.
without.
That's the word I wanted to use, but respect. That is taken away. Respect your elder.
Yes.
Remember, you could have been disciplined a child, which is not yours.
But
If we get back to that basic
we are living.
by saying
Yes, go ahead.
this child done something and Mr. Martin can discipline him, or Mr. Dennis can discipline Mr. Martin child. When Mr. Martin child come home and tell him, oh, Mr. Dennis discipline me for what? And then you get a next schooling, because you know what you're done wrong, and that is why Mr. Dennis school you. But guess what? Mr. Martin won't go lick down Mr. Dennis, because Mr. Dennis discipline him child. You understand me? We need to get back to the basic of life, where respect our elders, respect our parents, respect your mother, respect your father. And this is why when I close the one of the show with you, I told you that a wife's child is same father.
Right.
You listen, but sometimes there is no daddy in the home, elder. No daddy, no daddy. And it's only mama, because my mother raised me, My mother raised me, and I have my father. I had to go look for him. In looking for my father, I wasn't afraid of my father, and afraid to go to him at any given cost to talk with my daddy. You understand me? The woman around my father is that you're not my mother, so me now going to tell you you're not my mother, and me lose my respect. I am going to respect you.
Another thing, Mr. Martin, is that when we talk about respect, you see, they're in the home, the parent,
yes, sir,
most times, sometimes, some parents does not respect their own children. So the children does not respect who they are, their parents. So they would say words and things to each other, because you will find a little child who is very rude, disrespect, and those are total breakdown. So we can find out what can we do you know, to eliminate some of these. We have to need them to go back to church, find counseling, do some form of other school thing, right? Mr. Dennis, right? You live in the area there, and as you said earlier on, right? The education, right? That's a vital part. What other thing you will say in the community should be done? We know everything come out of education. What other thing you think should be done? We talk about education and respect.
I think parents should show more love to the kids. They should sit down with them sometime and give them a hug, tell them how much you love them. Parents should be the role model of the kids. Don't make the gangster out there be the role model of the kids. Because kids need love. If you don't show the kids love in the home, they're gonna go out there and try to
And
get
find it
love
somewhere.
outside. So when you sometimes sit to the kids and say, I see you as an next prime minister, you know. I see you as the next leader of opposition. I see you as the next big doctor. It's when the kids hear that, they go and think good and say, oh, my mother mean me good. But when you look at the kids and say it's just like your old papa, or you're just like your old mama, you're driving the kids away.
Okay.
So the kids go and go outside and find love. If it's good love or bad love, they don't know. They're still going out there enjoy themselves. Because someone gonna say, Star, oh, you're my G, you know, I love you, you know. But at the same time, they don't know what they got to get themselves. So is the mother drive them, is the parents drive them out there to do that? If the parents sit down with them in the home and say, well, we don't really have nothing to eat tonight, you know. But we have love and we have God. Let's join
Okay.
hands together and pray and make tomorrow might be a better day. So the kids
Pray,
ever think about all that and say,
pray in the
my
family.
mother, my mother really care about me, you know, because she talking about God. Most kids don't know about God. If you say God to them, say, oh, God, we don't know him. There be somebody outside there called God, like Portia Sims, Andrew Owens, but we don't know that man. I know Andrew, I know Portia, I know the man, but I don't know God, because them don't know who's God. So sometimes we have to go back to the old basic, okay, and teach them, sit down sometime, read the Bible to them before they go to bed, say a little prayer with them, and, you know, nice them up, make some tea, give them and say, boy, I'm love, you know, my son, and hug them. You see, son, if somebody out there go and influence him and say, no, boy, my mother, the whole man, you can't influence me. But when somebody go and influence them and they don't get it from home, they go and drive them right outside to do what they want to do. So most things say happen right now, you know, is the parents in a broken home where most men out there and girls and mother have their little daughter. Them a big man that money, you know. So I'm set them on the big man to get money. That's a part of broken family. The child now broke out, and she broke out. You can't control her again. Are you meant to be like that?
All right, I'm going, Mr. Martin. I'm going to give you just at least 50 seconds, Mr. Martin. Thank you very
Yes,
much, Mr.
sir.
Dennis. About 50 seconds, Mr.
All right.
Martin.
And I like Mr. Dennis. Mr. Dennis, I don't know if it's Dennis Hutchinson I'm talking with, you know, a schoolmate of mine from the Tivoli Comprehensive, right?
Oh, this is Delroy Dennis, man. Delroy Dennis.
Yeah, right, Dennis.
Yes, man.
Wonderful. Not Dennis Hutchinson. You know, one of the things, Elder, I believe our youth need to know God.
Yes.
Them lack of that, Elder. And too many times I've been in the church, I see too much of them dead body coming to the church. And when them body dead at that time, they want to come to church. And it don't make no sense, Elder. Understand me? It's really sad. When you call a man to church, I call him for God, he might run. But when you look, you see 5,555 friends come at church, but my dog, I'm a real.
All right, Mr. Martin, I'm sorry I have to cut you, but my time is really on me, right?
Thank you
I have
again.
about to my viewers, listeners, let me say this. I will be here another week. I'm not sure if I want to continue, if we can continue this topic. But what I want you to know that we are living in a time where our home need to be bounced back. We need to find ways and means. How can we help the broken home? Because we know that a broken home can cause crime and violence in our country. And if we can put a broken home together, pray together, educate the people, bring back the love, bring back the peace, well, we can say we can have a better family. tonight, let me say to you, God bless you, listeners. Do what you can do. This is our country. And it makes sense. We talk about it gone to the down. This is our country. We are here. And we hope to see the best of our country. So let's do what we can do. I am here, you are there, and we can make the best of our country. God bless you. Same time, same place.